I hope you guys can hear me okay. I don't know how many people are actually going to watch this one. It's been a little while since I've posted a video and, kind of expressed my thoughts. This might be a short one. I'm currently driving as usual, heading out of work, de-stressing. And I want to talk more about Fallout. And a lot of the things that have been going on lately. I think I referred to it a little bit about the whole leaked information from Bethesda when they basically accidentally released like 64 people's like private information, trying to do the refunds for the nylon bags or the replacements for the nylon bags. I don't really know what's going on anymore. Nor can I sit here and defend Bethesda anymore. It's pretty bad. I still love the game. I've taken a lot of time, put a lot of hours into the game, streamed a lot of content, working and building up, my content, so that way I can go ahead and start editing for my final project, which I plan to post to YouTube. I thought it would be within a month, but there's a lot more going into the project than I expected. There's a lot of system issues that I'm interfering with in regards to like saving my videos off of Mixer stream. I don't know if they're damaged or anything like that, but I do know there's got to be a way to look into this or have some sort of expert do the editing for me. In regards to Fallout 76 and its bugs, personally, my experience on the Xbox One has improved since the beta. I haven't seen as much glitching as there was beforehand. And I think I've referenced it also before, T-posing and, once in a while seeing some crazy, like, anti-gravity glitch where, bodies are flung into the air and stuff. I still find them funny, but I don't see them as often anymore. The only thing that I would say is starting to bother me the most is I really hope isn't letting the bad media that's been going on affect how quickly they release their free DLC content or content displaced a billion times before. I mean, yeah, but then it started to. Yeah, I have walked through Flatwoods a couple of times and not much changes. My high hopes for the game, have kind of like become a little more grounded. I'm hoping I'm wrong and that we kind of like have this world grow and adapt as players join the worlds and add in their characters. Role play aspect has been kind of not a lot of people that I encounter are in that role play mindset, but I try to keep it going on my end, so that way when people are understanding what I'm doing, they kind of play along. Really good experience I had. Kind of playing off stream. I was just gathering resources. I went outside and there was this guy in a clown mask just chilling next to my garden, and he's just like, "Whoa, what's up, man? This place is awesome." And that was a really good experience. Finally, like encountering players that aren't just there to destroy your base, which did happen to me at one point, and I went back to my spot. I saw that they took over the area. They built up some like concrete building. Unfortunately, I didn't have the manpower to go ahead and assault them back, nor would it be in my character's alignment. Trying to go for that neutral good, I guess. But yeah, as of right now, the PvP aspect still needs to be improved. I think that sneaking up on players, you should be allowed to do a good or slap damage, as Todd Howard mentioned. I mean, I like the idea, but it's so minimal that it's just not even worth going around and harass players. And I understand trying to prevent, griefing. I understand the anti-grief methods, but it's getting to that point where if other players are supposed to be the interesting content, wouldn't it have been interesting if after getting your camp destroyed, you have some sort of mini side quest that starts off, which avenge your camp or avenge your teammates, just anything like that to really inspire reason to go after people if they did grief you, and no, you can get mad, that happens. And in a game where it's littered with, junk disappearing out of the blue, or power armor getting stuck, and people T-posing all across the map in naked format, if it's already happening where, like things are angering fans, they're getting their network disconnected, why not just go ahead and level out that? I think it's time. I like what they were playing with and what, the concept they were going for. It might be even cheaper. I'm not entirely sure. Just buy out their own private servers and just go ahead and run it that way. It's just, it's getting to that point where there's not a lot going on. I'm close. I can go ahead and make my final steps to go launch a nuke. But I've seen so many nukes dropped, and I've actually fought the Scorch Queen a couple times off camera. And that's, the main reason why I've leveled, a couple of times so quickly. I'm not going to grind and pound the game away so I can get the most out of it now. I hit level 50, I hit 52 last night, and I'm pretty content with the slow pace that I have going on, so that way I can truly appreciate what's going on around me. But I do agree with fans. It's time for them to start throwing a little something in there. Finding vaults like Vault 63 or somewhere or other, it's a little disheartening where you go up to the doors and they're all locked, and that dread feeling kind of hits you. You think, like, what if it's just this? What if there's just bots on the other side of these locked vaults? Which again would be disappointing. I highly doubt that every resident that's left in Appalachia is going to be a robot. There's just no way. I had the Overseer stuff kind of spoiled for me. I do have to kind of play ignorant when I run my character and actually get to this part. But I have and this is a spoiler for anybody who doesn't want to know. But at this point, I would say definitely go ahead and just pause the video and skip ahead a little bit. But the Overseer's alive. You kill the Scorch Queen, you get a tape, and basically, like, she doesn't, like, I guess she doesn't approve, so you're still wandering around somewhere. And 24 players, or 24 Vault Dwellers, scattered around the map, giving off the illusion that there is more than that. That boggles my mind, especially for players that, like, run across the map and do nothing but laps around just to see if they can find something or anything other than what's already in front of us. And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful open world with a lot of nook and crannies to go explore, but there is a lack of content in some places that I just wish they would just stick an NPC into. My experience with trading has been kind of fun. There's a bit of a weird glitch where if either player backs up a little bit, it completely takes you out of the trade system. I think that's annoying. I've dealt with it, but it's something that I do think Bethesda, out of the 3 to 4 years that they took to go ahead and create this game, all the different studios that they claimed were working on it, you didn't notice a lot of these bugs and issues. I love your games, Bethesda, and I love that you guys have this big thinking mindset, but this doesn't work, man. This does not work. And the manner you handled your customers, the Nuka Dark Rum apparently is a plastic bottle over a glass, and God knows what kind of rum there's actually in that bottle. It's just very pricey, except for me, which at this point I don't even talk about it because I don't feel like I can share it. And that's not saying that I'm going to stop playing the game. It just lets you know that there are people who appreciate this game for what it is and what it could be. And if you're not following during the E3, the pricing of the Atomic Shop, you gotta lower the prices for some things. Like, it's a little ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, I love the emotes, but there's a lot of things you gotta work out there. YouTubers, I do not believe, are responsible for what's wrong with the game. Okay? I think fans like myself who enjoy the game should not be going on to social media. Of course, you have free will to do what you like, but in my opinion, it's unwarranted to go on there and accuse all YouTubers of just wanting to create clickbait material. That's not true. There's just no part of me that says, oh, I'm angry at YouTubers because they hate this game. If that was the truth, no one would ever be happy or find any enjoyment in anything. You know, like, your opinion, you know, overlapping what I enjoy or making up my mind, it's just not gonna happen. And nor should anybody else let it affect you. You know, a negative review doesn't mean that you should hate something. It just means that they recognize where there's situations or problems that need to be addressed. And I am totally for that, because without it, we won't ever improve our content. One of my biggest examples that I fall to about this sort of issue is Star Wars The Last Jedi. When Star Wars The Last Jedi came out, I was kind of blinded by the film, because it is gorgeous. There's a lot of moments that really swell you up inside, and you can't help but just get into the moment. But when you start breaking it down, it's like you're not allowed to break that film down. You know, a lot of people it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a consumer. It's up that Rian Johnson has some skill, because he obviously displayed it, but his storytelling skills are just very piss poor. And, you know, I might get, you know, I don't know how the whole internet works, or how they quickly jump on people for stuff like this, but negative feedback can also be turned into positive feedback. And if we're living in a world where our entertainment is just, I'm gonna just put up whatever I want, cut paste, and people better like it for what it is. If not, don't watch it. Fine, then I won't watch it. But don't sit here and criticize my work, you know, when you can't take an opinion. You know, Fallout 76 has so much potential as a game. It has its issues. There's problems that I don't see them fixing, but there's obvious ones that are just, this should have been kinked out from day one. So that's my take on the whole situation with Bethesda. Please, anyone who's enjoying this game, keep enjoying it the way you like, and if it does get stale, that's not anything you did. You know, from a business aspect, they put out a game and they made money off of it. And if that's all it is, that's really sad, and there's not much else to it. But I do still have that bit of hope inside of me that thinks maybe they'll prove us wrong. Maybe one day, maybe in the next month or week or so, they'll actually be able to do a follow-up and release more content, maybe more armor pieces, more weapons, more story missions, for God's sake. No events. Events are cool, but to a point. They're so repetitive in some places that, like the messenger bot, I'm so sick of seeing the messenger bot. From a roleplay aspect, I just kind of have to look at the bot and just be like, no, it's you again. You know, like, you kind of have to, you find yourself just kind of making up excuses. And if I'm supposed to be the character in the game, do I also have to be a repetitive character? In that point, throw an NPC in there with a little bit of dialogue. If you really want that, I'm not going to stand in one corner all day pretending to sell, you know, apples to a bunch of ungrateful vault dwellers. You know, and thankfully, you know, the fan base has been very positive. A lot of cool people that I've run into, other than the negative, you know, being, you know, a group of guys decided to go ahead and destroy my camp and set up their own. But as mad as I was about that, I was still kind of excited. So if I'm concluding this video, I'll just go ahead and say this. Bethesda, please keep adding to this game. Keep improving it. Don't let the negative feedback just shut you guys down, as I know it probably won't. I can't tell you guys what to do. I can only advise that you improve your business practices. Giving out the original Fallout is a pretty cool thing. I don't have a PC. I just have a crappy old MacBook that I got to deal with. But I mean, it is a start, I guess. I personally don't own the games. I've just seen people play them, so that's how I get my information from Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. I'm looking forward to it. I do want to go ahead and stream it, seeing as my stream content is starting to kind of slow down, because I got to work with my friends' schedules. I got to make sure that I have people in order to keep consistency going, because if not, most of my videos are just going to be very boring, if I'm being honest. They might have a lot of action moments, but you guys really just want to watch an hour of gunslinger action, just over and over killing the same guys, or just moving place to place. I want to be able to cut that all down to some really good role play moments. So I do think that the main project I'm working on might be a little imperfect when I first release it, but as I go on forward and work my schedule out, find more people who are interested and invested in doing a project this big, I'm looking forward to to feedback. I have a couple of followers who act and play and be invested in a project. Find me music artists. I want to do intros and outros. We're going for the whole show here, okay? And it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be a guy streaming video content. But if I can get other people who stream their video content and then can also give me different perspectives, that'll definitely expand and improve the quality of my content on YouTube. But that's just kind of going on. I just wanted to go ahead and cover my thoughts currently on the game and the status of the situation. Going forward after the holidays, let's hope for positivity. There's definitely going to be a lot of cool games coming up. The Outer Worlds, I'm definitely going to be playing and streaming for you guys. So hopefully you guys are all still tuned into my channel, and the bad feedback for Fallout 76 doesn't completely push you guys away, because I do want to go ahead and still use that engine or that game to create my platform here. So I did see someone in the view. I didn't really catch the name, but I do appreciate you kind of dropping in and out. And anybody else who watches this video, thank you for going onto my channel. Like this video vlog if you want to see some more. Leave a comment below on what your thoughts are on the game, Bethesda's business practices, or anything else that you want to discuss with me on my future content, this one here. And just always remember, everyone's a fan of something. So enjoy what you like.